Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the very last day of Follow a Sketch February for 2024. Now today's sketch is by Susan Stringfellow. It is a one photo sketch. It does have lots of boxes right here, a title that is going vertical, and some ribbon. So since this is the last day of Follow a Sketch February, I figured I would start on the project that I'm going to be working through in March. So that is the photos of Christopher and I when we went to Snoqualmie and rode the train. So this is going to be kind of like the opening page. I don't know if there's going to be enough to do an album by itself, but at least the opening page. And it's Christopher and I doing a selfie in front of one of the trains. I've got some product out. I've got my sketch. So let's see what I can do. Guys, so I am starting out with a couple of different papers. I've got some basic gray. I've got some simple stories. I have some Echo Park, I think, all kinds of good papers that I have decided to combine together to create today's layout. It is February 29th. I cannot believe it is the last day of February and Follow a Sketch February is finally coming to a close. It has been a super fun month. So many sketches were used, so many layouts were made. If you haven't joined the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group to check out everyone's creations and see all the sketches, you got to get yourself over there. It is pretty flipping amazing how many layouts were created this month. If sketches are your thing, you can definitely keep the fun alive with sketches. This March 1st, tomorrow, starts Christy's 30 Days of Sketches. She does that a couple times a year. While Follow Sketch February is only obviously in February. And then Follow Sketch Friday will come back after 30 days of sketches. It'll come back in April. So there will always be some sort of sketchy goodness on this channel, at least once a week. So I have decided that I am going to treat all of those small squares over there as one big piece. And I went ahead and cut down that train paper. And I also cut down this diagonal striped paper. Now I am using my archival inks to go ahead and ink the edges after I distress them. I really like the look of inked edges. I really like the look of distressed edges, so I figured why not do both and see how I like that. And really, I am a fan. Now that striped paper is only going to be peeking out from behind the trains. It's just to give a little bit of definition and a little bit of space between the trains and the green background. So this is a photo of Christopher and I. It's a selfie we took when we went and checked out the train in Snoqualmie. And I don't know if you guys know this, but there is an abundance of cherry blossoms in Snoqualmie in the spring, and they are beautiful. Unfortunately, it was raining this day, so we didn't get like the beautiful sunny photos with the cherry blossoms. We got rainy ones, but it was still beautiful and still a lot of fun. I am going to go ahead and figure out how I want to decorate this layout now. I know that I'm going to use this burlap ribbon with the pearl trim on it. Now this is a wire trimmed ribbon, and I will pull out the wires really soon if I haven't done that already. I wasn't exactly looking at the video while I was talking, so I don't know if I've done that yet or not. And then I am going to distress and ink the edges of this paper as well. So this is a 6x6 paper and my photo is a 4x6. I could have trimmed down the photo so it would fit on the 6x6 paper, but I have decided that I'm not going to do that. I've actually decided that I am going to use the border around this paper. So it's a weathered wood paper and it's got a weathered wood border, and I'm going to cut it and kind of piece it together to give me a photo mat behind the first photo mat. Now, I do have the gaps that I need to figure out to see, you know, what I can use here to cover that up. I will end up using that Away We Go chipboard piece. It does have a bicycle on it, so I'm going to cover up the bicycle. Actually, I cut off the bicycle completely, but I am going to cover that up, and I am also going to cover up the gap here with some tickets. Now, I didn't have the proper color ticket. I needed a bluish ticket, so I just went ahead and took my ink pad and inked up the ticket so that it would give me kind of the color that I wanted instead of like this grungy khaki color, right? So I'm going to put those on that side of the layout, and I'm going to figure out if there's anything over here I need to kind of add to it to cover that up. And I'm thinking it's going to be one of these florals, and I think I'm going to think that for a hot minute, but it does not end up going there. I do end up bringing more of the gears that I have going on. So this is a chipboard piece from Dusty Attic, and then I'm going to bring in some metal gears as well, and then I'm going to also give myself a title. Now, that ripped piece on the train paper where you see more of the striped paper behind it, that was done on purpose. I had distressed the edge a little bit much, so I just decided to rip it off and have kind of that peekaboo effect with that striped paper. So like I said, I'm going to mess around with this for a hot minute and try to figure out if the flowers need to go there on that gap or if there's something else that should go there. Just trying to really, you know, figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I've got these metal gears, and these are Tim Holtz, and they are ancient. I'm sure he still puts out gears because, you know, that's his aesthetic, but these are just ancient and getting them used up. I'm going to go ahead and use a Copic marker to color my chipboard. I like Copic markers for coloring chipboard because the color is saturated enough that it really covers up the dingy khaki of the chipboard. Does that make sense? Like it's still there. It's not like you were coloring over white, but it gives you enough of the color so I'm not feeling like, you know, my item looks weird, right? So I'm going to also put some fun foam underneath of the photo so that the photo doesn't have a hump in the middle from where the pearl is on the burlap, which means I will have to raise other things up as well. So this chipboard piece will have to be raised up on some foam because the photo is raised up on some foam and it is over top of the photo. So you just got to make sure that these things are kind of, you're kind of thinking about those things, right? Like if you don't mind if your embellishments kind of lean from the top going down to the page like a slide, there are times where I don't care. There are times where it's perfectly acceptable for my stuff to do that. And then there are times like this where I don't want it to lean and I don't want it to look like something is kind of, you know, slipping inside and down the page. So I'm going to mess around with this chipboard bit for a moment because I need that flower to kind of fit in the little notched area where that bicycle was. And I need it to cover up the fact that I did notch out that area. So this is also me trying to flatten these flowers a little bit. So there are two different kinds. One is more papery and one is more fabricy. And I'm really just trying to make sure that the flowers kind of flatten out and do what I want them to do. That little extra piece of chipboard that I cut off is going to hang out at the top of the page for a hot minute, but it ultimately does not make the final cut. I just pull that off and pull that aside for the next layout. And since this is going to be the first page of the project that I'm going to mainly focus on in March, I decided that that was fine because I would be able to use that chipboard piece again pretty quickly, right? Like it's not going to hang out in my stash for a while these photos wait for me to scrapbook them. my plan is to get this, to get these photos finished in March, and then still have time to do other projects, right? Like, I want to be able to complete this and something else. So that is the plan for March. I don't know what the something else is yet. I don't know what the plan for April is yet. The plan for May is Magical May, where I will be scrapbooking Disney stuff. So heads up for that. If you love Disney stuff, that's great. If you hate Disney stuff, maybe not so great for you. But all of my Disney pages that I scrapbook are not just scrapbooked with Disney embellishments and Disney papers. Like, I like to mix it up. So just a heads up for that. So here I am coloring that gear because, you know, I was going to use it. Oh, goodness. And I did end up using it. Oh, my word. I completely forgot that I tucked it under there. Oh, goodness. So just ignore the fact that I said I was saving that gear for later, because apparently I wasn't. I just made this layout, like literally just made this layout, and I forgot already what was on it. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and hot glue these bad boys down. So I've got hot glue holding down everything, and then I am going to also hot glue down these metal gears, again from Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to sprinkle them around the page. And then finally, what I will do is go ahead and add some gold splatter. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually did accidentally goop my hot glue onto my layout, and I let it dry for a hot second and then wiped it off with my finger. Don't do that. That's not safe. You will burn yourself. But, you know, it's kind of when parents say do as I say and not as I do kind of moment, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to hush up now. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Follow a Sketch February. I hope you stick around if you're new and just joining because of Follow a Sketch February. And if not, thanks for playing along. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.